was taken. And when a police officer brings a homeless person to a shelter and that shelter's full, it puts the police officer and the homeless person in a precarious situation. With the anti-camping ordinance, if the police officer doesn't bring them to a place to stay and they drop them off, the police officer is breaking the law.
Can I get your final thought, please?
I'm sorry?
Can I get your final thought, please?
I can't hear you.
Can I get your final thought, please?
Just thank you for continuing to your effort on working on the homeless crisis in Sacramento.
Thank you, Ms. Rickey.
Okay.
So this is the final warning that I'm going to give you for applauding and disrupting the meeting. This is the final warning, and I'm going to ask from this point forth, if you continue to do so, I'm going to ask that you be removed. So this is my final warning. And I'm not going to continue to have a discussion. If you'd like to have the rules of the council being read to you, we can sit here and read that to you.
Yes.
You want to read that, please, so we can be clear?
Okay. Okay. So there are several sections, but the one section that directly applies to this is the presiding officer shall request that a person breaching the rules that are prescribed in our council rules of procedure cease the conduct. If the person does not immediately cease the conduct, the presiding officer may order the person to leave the council meeting. The sergeant at arms will enforce the rules, including removing disorderly or disruptive persons or clearing the entire chamber.
So I don't want anybody, this is not for discussion. I don't want anybody to have to be asked to leave the chambers. And so this is my final warning. And I'd like to get through the rest of the public comment without having to ask anyone to leave. So I've asked no clapping, no disruption of the meeting, and that's what I'm asking for. If you can comply with that, then you can stay. If you can't, you'll be asked to leave. Okay?
With all due respect, I'm reading the general conduct for the public attending council meetings, and I don't see anything about applauding in here whatsoever. It says the stamping of feet, whistles, yells, or shouting, physically threatening conduct. That doesn't cover applauding. And it says, while the public may speak their opinions on city business, we may, personal attacks on members, city officials, swear words, signs, or displays of disrespect, well, we're clamping with people who are on our side. That's part of the political process that we're doing. And I, for one, am not going to give that up with due respect. I don't want to be hauled out of here every week, but we need to talk about this, shutting this down. That shows our support. The people that are applauding our speakers, the people's speakers. So hopefully by leaving like 20 minutes here, that'll be a sign of respect for you guys. Let us clap. Thank you.
Hey, David? David? So I'm going to have the city attorney answer the question so that we can all be clear as far as when I give that direction, why I've done so.
Thank you.
Please.
Vice Mayor and Council, the Council Rules of Procedure, Chapter 5, the Conduct of the Public, Section A, 1B, speaks to conduct that is discouraged or prohibited. Any person engaging in conduct that disturbs the orderly conduct of the council meeting, including examples such as feet stamping, whistling, yelling, or shouting, organized silent demonstrations, physically threatening conduct, and similar demonstrations. Clapping has, in terms of the process of the council, been deemed one of those types of activity when it's organized in a manner that disrupts the flow of the council meeting. The public has been advised of that on numerous occasions in the council record, and so from that standpoint, there's a clear record of prohibiting that type of conduct.
So in many cases, just to be very clear, we've allowed limited clapping, but when it gets repeated and it continues to disrupt the meeting, it doesn't allow us to do the business that we're trying to do. So I just want to be clear, when I give the warning, I'm now finding it to be distracting and disruptive.
It
So
says
that's
in
why I
here
gave
that
it today.
you have to be fair in the application of that. Well, when the Sacramento Kings had their people in here, people were clapping over and over and over again, and when it came time for public comments, it was like,
I just wanted to be clear. I
I
wanted
want
to
to
give
be
you
fair.
that direction, Dave. So, thank you.
thank you.